In this week's race is a Lamborghini at Monza. What could possibly go wrong? A Porsche appears out of nowhere. And in Daily Race C, well, it's Brands Hatch, so we have to absolutely send it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gran Turismo weekly race guide here in 2023, week 38, and this week it gets bizarre, it really does. So in the background you can see a Lamborghini Diablo GT, and we're at Monza, so it's at its home track to be fair, and this race, well, this car has no brakes, and we know Monza is all about speed, so this one can be chaotic. What are we doing exactly then? It's 5 laps here at Monza. It's a grid start with a false start check, sports soft tyres, and bop is on. Now you can have some good fun with this car, but it can also be absolute carnage. You're going to have to be very careful when you do this race. If you don't want to do this race though, because I know a lot of people don't like the road cars, there are some timestamps there for you to skip over to race B or C, which are obviously the race cars this week. We ain't going anywhere though. I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy this race, because this one is actually quite a good race, to be honest with you. Right, here we go then. Let's have a look at this grid there. We got TCR, Chicken Angel on pole position, Hodgson's in here, Jammy's in here, Sonic, Shelty. It's a TCR takeover. Now, traction control on 1 because the grid starts. I decided to shift to second gear because I wanted to try a second gear start. Don't do what I did here. You can see that there. I sort of blocked the way there for folks. Sorry there, Arkies. But we do drop it down to first and continue on. Inferno Fox, also part of TCR. To my right there, just decided to look at their phone just as we started. So, yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Up ahead, though, there's carnage. Somebody's got down the inside. Does get reset, though. Somebody else there, invisible. I think that was Arkies. But all in all, for a turn 1 Monza with a car that doesn't brake, that was very, very, very clean. Well played to absolutely everybody. And we are going to have a look at the bloopers as well with that one incident we saw and take it in a bit more and see who's at fault and exactly what happens. We're not over with the braking zones though, because we're coming up to the chicane, which can also be a bit chaotic. So as we go into here then, everyone looking to slow it down nicely. Inferno going down my right hand side there, but again, going through here, safe as houses. You know, you expect full drama when you do these kind of races. But everybody in here racing clean and fair, and I'm not going to say it. No, actually, I'm going to say it. There's a lot of TCR in here, so that's what you expect from TCR. If you do want to join, do check out the description. Heading towards the right-hander, though. Chelsea goes right to the side of me there and spears off to Narnia, and we'll have a look at why later on, but that was a big old hit there on my inside there. So we're going to cut the first part of the chicane and the second part as we're on lap number 2 now, and we're behind Jammy then, also part of TCR. So we head down in towards the right-hander, slowing it down nicely here as we go through the right-hander, and we're in a train of cars at this moment in time. Now, I had already set a lap here for this race on my other account. That's how I get the practice laps and the lap guides out for you as well. I try and do everything on the day as we continue on out of here and head towards Ascari then. I want to say Alsace for some strange reason, but we're right behind Jammy. Jammy's got a penalty, so I'm staying behind Jammy. I've got to be careful of the braking zone here, and I brake. Look how close I am to Jammy, but I managed to avoid him here. We're going in towards this left-hander then. There's a bit of a Constantina effect there. We go down the inside of Jammy as Jammy got hit full on by Carolyn, or hit Carolyn there. Carolyn got stopped by Mario Sonic with the hazards on. It turns out Mario Sonic paused the game there to let their dog out. Now, I don't know if he tried to quit or not. I've done it before where I've thought I hit exit, but it comes up with the confirmation, and I forget about the confirmation, so I've just gone round and paused. So, yeah, a bit of a weird one, that one. But we'll have another look at that in the bloopers, of course. That's what the bloopers are there for. And they're at the end of the video, so do make sure you stay around for that. It gets to lap 5 then. We're in P4 and we're in the fight for the lead here as we catch up to Hodgson, FRD and Chicken Angel then as we leave that corner. We're going to be chasing Hodgson very quickly then. Hodgson goes towards that right-hand side. We're on the left-hand side then as we head towards the Parabolica for the final time here. 5 laps in towards the braking zone. We go. Do we get any starts? We go around the outside. We've got a bit deep though. They're looking on the inside here as we leave this corner side by side. We are going to be heading towards the line then. Neck and neck. Here we go. No, I've got the run there. And you can see the smile on my face. I did enjoy that. Thumbs up as well. That was a good race. That was a really fun race, actually. One of the best daily race A's I've had in a while. Brilliant racing there from everybody. It really was. But I need to tell you how to do this lap, don't I, really? So let's jump into this one. Let's have a look at some of the braking markers you can use here at Monza in this Diablo. Now, the first one here, yes, it's well before the 200-meter board. There's 2 fences here. One sticks out and then it goes back there. The end of that fence is your brake marker for turn 1. Yes, you have to brake this early, okay? You do have to brake this early. And for this chicane, okay, I want you to stay in second gear. Don't go to first gear here. Stay in second gear. Notice how I'm slowing it down nicely. You can cut a lot of the corners here because this car is so wide. You can actually cut more than you realize. On exit, just put your foot down. It might wheel spin a little bit, but for the majority of it, it shouldn't do. As we head towards the second chicane. Again, this one you're braking early. Now, I'm spotting this tree in my peripheral vision. I'm looking at the 200 board, but as that tree hits the edge of my screen, I've been braking. Very hard to do, I know, for some of you, but I highly recommend that. Otherwise, just use the 200 board. You're braking before the 200 board, okay, as you come into here. Now, I want you to stay in third gear for this one. Don't go to second. Cut a lot of the first one. Cut a lot of the second one as well. You can do. The car's raised as well, so you can go over the sausages. Not too bad. Stay in third gear as you head to this corner. You're going to hit the limiter, but that's absolutely fine because if you go to fourth gear, you're going to be back to third very quickly. Now, you can use it to start. There's a gap in the trees. It's the start of the big, long train of trees on the right, or you can use the 50 board ahead, which I've marked out there. Notice I stay in third gear. So I'm going to go around this corner, and I'm looking for that marker there. This is the barrier, okay? Or this is the end of a barrier, as you are very well aware. And the end of it is your accelerating marker. As you start to accelerate here, the rear will come out a little bit. Don't worry about it. Just start to accelerate. That rear coming out plants the rear nicely then when you get a bit more speed up and you continue on through, just like that. Stay in third gear again. As you get to the next trees, which are very close to the circuit, once again, you're going to be hitting the brake marker. Stay in third gear. I can only highlight that enough here. Stay in third gear. There's no point going to fourth gear, and it allows you to keep the car stable. So third gear on the edge of the tree there as we go into it. It's as you hit the limiter, to be honest with you, when you're going to brake. So if you're struggling with the trees, just use the limiter on both Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Right, we're going to head towards Ascari then. I'm using 200 board on the right-hand side. That is your brake marker for this corner. Now, this one is an interesting one. If you want stability, stay in fourth gear. If you want speed, and we all know speed and power is the way to go, you're going to want to be in third gear until the end of Ascari, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to third gear here through the first corner. You're going to have to bounce the throttle as you go through the right. Then you want to really hard accelerate through the left. Notice to get a bit of oversteer there, and I shift to fourth at the same time. It's a big old push there, and you have to be very aggressive, but it does work out very well indeed. The final corner then, the Parabolica, we're actually using the 150 board on the right side. You can see I've already started braking. So you're braking before that hits the edge of your screen. Use that as your marker, okay? There is a row of trees on the right as well you can use, but I was using the 150 board here as I go into here. Again, third gear. Fourth gear for stability, third gear for absolute power. Now, the end of the barrier on the right side is your accelerating marker. The second you see that orange paint, start to accelerate, okay? Now, if you start to understeer because the front will lift a lot, there's a lot of power in this car, then what I want you to do is shift to fourth gear. Even if it's early, it's absolutely fine. It'll stop that understeer and you can carry on. I stay in third gear here because I'm not too worried about the understeer there. I've made the corner fine. I'm going to accelerate towards that line then. And what time are we going to get here? It's going to be a 1:52.3. There we go, indeed. And that's race A in a nutshell. We go to race B where me and Chelsea are side by side. So make sure you stay tuned for this race because it's a good one as well. What are we doing here at Lago Maggiore? The full course. It's not called GP anymore. We're doing 5 laps. It's a rolling start. I'm on the racing medium tyres. Thank you, Gran Turismo. I like a race B on medium and soft tyres. That'll do nicely. And you can alter the suspension and brake balance for this one. I chose the Supra for the race, so let's jump to that race and let's have a look exactly what happens. Right, here's the grid then. Mario Sonic starting on pole position. Choosing to do a lap then, not starting from the back. We've got I'm Very Big Boss up ahead in the Genesis. And if you're not subscribed already, that graphic is telling you to subscribe. You know you want to, as we're on the journey to 40,000 subscribers, and a special is on the cards, a big one. Let's jump straight into this race, though. As it all gets very close into turn 1 at Lago Maggiore. I had a look down the inside of the Very Big Boss there as we continue on out, but it's status quo for now. P14 for us as we go through the left-hander, slight lift here, and as we head towards this right-hander, the Porsche behind absolutely sends it into here and hits me there on the inside there. I wasn't too happy with this at the time. We'll have a look at this in the bloopers to see if that was actually an okay move or not, as we head down towards the sharp right-hander then and in towards this braking zone. Cars absolutely everywhere as we go into this right-hander and continue on out there. Oh, Very Big Boss there loses the rear end slightly, but as we continue on up this hill, there's a Porsche out of nowhere just slow in the middle of the track there, and the Porsche early on who got me falls off the circuit. So we're back up to P12 here, or up to P12 should I say, as we go into Baggy Boy, but still keep it to the outside, so we'll take that one. P11, happy days. Oh, hello, somebody else going slow, please don't crash me. And on the inside, I'm Very Big Boss up into P9. not too bad on one lap here on race B. You can certainly have a good race here, that is for sure. And it's always been the case here at Lago Maggiore. It's 5 laps as well, so, you know, you can have some good battles. Oh, the Genesis sent it there behind. We managed to keep the position, though, as we go through the second part of this double right-hander and continue on. We've got V-Rain KO2 up ahead in the Porsche as we head down towards the fast left-hander. What can we do here? Now, because I'm in the Supra, of course, I do have top end on my side. That's why I chose this car, knowing of the back straight and obviously this front straight as well as we head towards the start-finish line. And are we going to go for the move? Yes, we are. We're looking towards that inside line, in towards the braking zone. We go, sending it down the inside. Do we get it stopped? We do indeed. That's another place gained, P8. And there is Shelty. Now, you did see this in the B-roll. Yes, we're going to have a really good race with Shelty. Let's jump to it then as we get to Banky Boy. So there's Shelty up ahead. We're going to get a really good run through here, which the Supra is very good at. As we continue on out of there, then down the inside we go of Shelty. And here we go with some side-by-side action. And enjoy this one, folks. This is beautiful racing with Shelty. As we continue on through, we're still side-by-side. Shelty in the Beetle, me in the Supra as we go in towards the right. Shelty takes that inside line. I'm on the outside here. We're both giving each other space. Beautiful stuff as we go into the second part here. Still giving space. I go a little bit deep here, which I really wish I didn't do because Shelty nails it. What a defense there by Shelty. You can see the smile on my face. Beautiful stuff. And that's the smile everybody should have playing Gran Turismo. Anyway, lap number 3 then. I'm behind Shelty. Shelty gets it wrong into the S's then as we go through the right and then the left. And remember what I said about this car? The Supra is so strong in a straight line. It's not necessarily about a car which is good at handling. You need to be able to overtake. And guess what this Supra could do on this straight? It can fly past cars. Look at this. Just steamrolls past Shelty here. Like, he's standing still, basically. He is standing still. As we go to the braking zone then. Job done. That is another place gained. P7. We've got Bahamas Racing, a part of RTR up ahead in that Peugeot RCZ. That's my baby. I like the RCZ. As we go through the left-hander then. And where's Bahamas going to go here? Going to defend it? Yes, they are. We go towards that right-hand side then as we head towards that start-finish line. Look, we get as well there, folks. That's a purple lap. Thank you very much. As we head into the braking zone then. Round the outside of the Peugeot RCZ we go. Oh, no. Yeah, we're just stay on the circuit there as we slow it down. Third gear, slow through here. Boot it out of here, and we're up to P6. Happy days indeed. So we get to Banky Boy then, where we catch up to the P4 battle. We've got a McLaren 658. Oh, hello. That's a bit of oversteer. You do have to be careful of that on this circuit there, and the exit of turn 2 as well. That can have some serious oversteer moments as we continue on through here then. Scoop 666. That's the Devil's number as we head towards the left-hander then. So they take that inside line. I'm going to try and go for the run through the corner. Doesn't quite work out, to be fair. Scoop defends that very nicely indeed as we head towards the final lap then. And here we go. But we've got a good run on the McLaren. Down the inside, we're going to let them. We're going to absolutely send it down the inside. Do we get it stopped again? Yes, we do. Up another place then. P5 for me. I'll take these. These are... Hey, I'm happy with this. A sprint race, that is race B. Any positions in the top 8, I would say, is good. And we're in the... Well, we're 5th at the moment. And we're going to fight for 4th then. So we're trying to get Tony Building to react here. We do. We make them go towards that inside line as we head into the break. We're 4 attempts up and out. Fastest lap here. What's going on? Through here we go. Tony Building tries to defend on the inside by slowing it down on the apex. We get a good run out that corner then. But that Genesis is a bit quick as well as we head towards the S's on the outside. There's never any grip on the outside there at all. It's one I would always avoid as we continue on through. So the Genesis has got the jump for now then. 0.3 of a second up ahead. We fast forward then towards Banky Boy as we go into the braking zone. I'm going to try... Oh, hello. That McLaren came at me very quick there. And as we leave this corner, me and Tony Building are going to side by side. And you can see there, Tony Building sort of just blocks me off there. Now, I consider that blocking. We're going to have a look at it in the bloopers because they were towards the left. They saw me go to the right and then they moved right, which I'd argue is a bit wrong, but we'll have a look at the bloopers and see if it's as I thought at the time as we go through the right-hander then, and then we've got the second one coming up here. We get closer and closer then. We're going to head towards our final corner. Can we get the move done on Tony Building? Can we get P4? That is the question. We look down the inside. Not going to work there. Tony Building does that weird move that some people do. I never quite understand that one where you sort of half defend it, trucking it to the inside line, because if I send it down the inside there's a crash. And if I make the apex, it's not my fault, arguably. But even so, P5 there. Good battle. I'm just a bit concerned about the blocking, but hey, it is what it is. Brilliant racing with Shelty, though. Oh, my word. That was so good. Yeah, well played, Shelty. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff indeed. Right, let's head towards turn 1 then in terms of this lap guide. And on the left-hand side, they're back. It's Blue Van Man on the left-hand side. They're your brake marker, folks. Use that van. It's there to help you. We don't have White Van Man anymore, just the Blue Van Man. right on the left-hand side as we're going to go into this braking zone. So as that leaves the screen, I hit the brakes. Now, you don't want to cut this corner too much. A lot of people cut it too much, hit the sausage or hit the raised curb and go too wide here, so then they've got a really tight line. Avoid doing that. On the right side, you've got the edge of the painting there. On the grass, it's white, so I do recommend you use that on the right-hand side, okay? As you come in here, you're looking to slow down the car, and then we're down into first gear. Second gear, early shift in a lot of cars. Be careful, power oversteer there. You see the rear wanted to go out there because the wheels are spinning up as we go through this left-hander. Slight lift there. You want to get over as far left as possible, and as that orange barrier ends and goes into the green one on the right side, that is your brake marker for this right-hander, okay? Now, for this one, this is an interesting one. I like to try and carry some speed as I go into this and try and get the car turned in. I don't like to abuse the sausage too much, but I do like to get on the curb at least because then I know I'm going to make the corner, and that's what I do here. Not full throttle until the exit. You need to straighten up as quick as possible. Power oversteer, a big problem on that corner as well. Let's have a look then at what we do on the next corner then, this right-hander. Very tricky corner to get right. Now, you can either use the end of the concrete there that I've highlighted first, right at the bottom, or the yellow square slightly higher there is the start of the drainage. I highly recommend using that in Group 3 on racing medium tyres. It's just a bit further on, and it's easier to mark there as you go into this right-hander. And then you want to turn in, you want to clip the curb on the inside. Be careful, power oversteer on exit here. A lot of turbocharged cars have issues on that corner as we head up here now then. And what we're looking for is on the left-hand side. You've got a catch fence there. It actually ends where I've highlighted there. Great brake marker for this left-hander. Okay, you are going to want to brake a little bit. Depending on the car, will depend on the gear. Sometimes they use third gear in this Nissan GTR. That's what I'm using, by the way. Sometimes they use fourth gear. It just varied. So in this situation, I stay in fourth gear here as I continue on through. You want to cut a lot of this right-hander. You've got to stay on the curb, though, and then chuck it left. Now, you might want to lift a little bit if you're going to struggle to make the corner. I just make it there, but a slight lift doesn't affect you too much. So do take that lift if you need to avoid understeering off. We head towards Banky Boy then. I'm going to give you 4 brake markers. Here you go, folks. You've got the end of the fence. You've got the end of the green fence. You've got the 50 board or the billboard on the right side. 4 markers for you to use there, ladies and gentlemen. Pick and choose whichever one you like there. They're all available to you. Now, I'm actually using the 50 board in this situation. You want to go quite deep and on the inside here at Banky Boy. Sorry, you want to get on the inside, not deep. Because you want to use all the camber of the corner there and then accelerate out the corner. Again, be careful of power oversteer. It can happen in some cars. So through the left and the right, they're all flat out. And then we're going to use the most annoying brake marker in the world that I have, that nobody likes at all. It's the gap in the trees on the right-hand side. I still use this now. It's a perfect marker. So there's a gap there. It becomes very obvious when you're racing. And literally, as that gap disappears, that is my brake marker on these racing medium tyres. And what I'm going to do, I want to take a wider line in initially. A lot of people turn in too early and then run too wide. But if you turn in the way I do there, you can run all the way out to the curb. And as the double curb goes to that single curb, that's when you would start braking again and start getting the car rotated into the next corner. Now, if you get your tyres on the inside of the curb on the next corner, I'm actually doing like a bit of a thing with my hands here, trying to turn. But if you get the tyres on the inside of the curb here, it will drag you around a little bit and actually helps. See that? I went a little bit wide here. Avoid hitting that sausage. It will send you flying. I did that twice today. As we head towards the final corner then, you got the bullet sign on the left-hand side. The edge of that bullet sign is your brake marker for this final corner. Now, I actually dropped 2 gears initially and then go up a gear to really try and maximize turning and accelerate out the corner. You are going to have to be careful of understeer, though. Very easy to get, very common thing to get here because you really want to just absolutely be aggressive as anything there through that final turn. We're going to head towards the line then. What kind of lap time is this going to be? It is a 1:54.669. If you have a look for that time, you can follow my ghost as well. We jump to daily race C then, where we're in Group 4 at Brands Hatch, as we continue on through there in the Toyota Supra. Now, this race is a bit of a weird one, if I'm honest, as someone's crashed in the background. 11 laps here at Brands Hatch, the full circuit. It's a rolling start, racing soft tyres. You don't have to pit, but ×5 fuel, ×6 tyres, and I will say now, it's a no-stop race. So it's quite hard to race here at Brands Hatch. I'm a bit iffy about this one. They could have added 1 extra lap, and you'll see why later on, because 1 more lap would have made it very interesting. Let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look exactly what happens. Right, here we go then. Who's starting up? Shelty's starting up pole in the Audi T. That is a brave choice with that tyre wear as we kick off the race then. Mario Sonic up ahead. If you're not subscribed already, I've said it already. I apologise if you're getting annoyed by me saying it, but we're on our journey to 40k subscribers, and I really do appreciate the support. So if you are enjoying this video, do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with the weekly race guide and all the other content that happens on the channel every single week. We've got all sorts going on nearly every day, to be honest with you. And this is just my hobby as well, which is the crazy thing. Right, let's get into the race then. So, Paddock Hill Bend, nobody's off. Druids, nobody's off. We're going to head towards Graham Hill Bend. Is anybody off here? This is quite a common situation to happen here. And leaving the corner, no. But Mario Sonic is going for the move on Andreas, then in towards the left-hander. There you go. As we go through here, a Calsonic livery on that. Is that a Calsonic livery? It looked like it. As we continue on there, side by side with the Supra driver then. We both hit the same car here. Now, I did actually end up on the leaderboards quite early on with this one, so you can also follow the Ghost in this car if you really do want to. Head towards the right-hander, though. The German driver does keep that position. I'm going for a little bit of a cutback here. Can I get the job done? That is the question as we head towards the right-hander. No, I can't, although the German has gone deep here as we continue on through. But I've had a bit of a weird bump there, so that is not going to work out here. So we're staying in P14 for now as we go into the right. You are seeing here why Brands Hatch is so tricky in terms of overtaking, though. Very tight circuit, very fast-flowing circuit, which means no hard braking zones. But as we go into this left-hander, though, the German gets it all wrong, and we do get that position. So up into P13 we do go then as we head towards the last corner. Who's going to get it behind then as we go to the right there? And it looks like the Germans got it. I don't know. They're having a big fight there with the Jag. We advance later on then as we continue on through here. Hello. Danny has gone off to the realms there. And we'll take that position. Cheers, Danny. As we then head towards the last corner and into the right we go. And what's going to happen here then? Mario Sonic right behind that Ferrari. In fact, we're going to get a good run on Mario Sonic here as we head towards turn 1. Mario Sonic goes defensive then. That's actually the Supra livery. That's actually a Nintendo livery. So well played with that one because that fooled me as we go into the right-hander then. We're side by side with Mario Sonic then as we continue on through. We're going to head up towards the hairpin then. Now we're going to get this job done then. In we go. Mario sends it down the inside. Goes a bit way too deep there as we continue on out of there. But does leave the position. I put my thumbs up there to say thank you as we continue on then. Cheers, Mario. I appreciate the sportsmanship there as we catch up to the big battle end here. The train of cars. We've got a Ferrari in this one. Unready Prince as we head towards the left-hander then. Can we get anything done here? Not quite. We're going to accelerate through the corner then. And it's status quo for now. We've got Gindra in the McGann Trophy. I nearly picked that car because I know that car does well here and it's very good on its fuel and very good on its tyres. Now, fuel you don't really have to worry about, folks. So I'm going to put that one out there right now. Don't worry about fuel. It's all about the tyre wear in this race. So there's basically going to be a couple of meta cars for this race, and that is it. All other cars will have to pit, and you really don't want to pit for this one. So you are going to have to keep an eye out. The McGann Trophy is definitely going to be up there as we go through the right-hander then at Paddock Hill. Prince has gone a bit slow here. We're going to send it down the inside in towards the hairpin. Do we get it done? Yes, we do. That's another position gain. P10 for us then as we continue on out of there. Look at this train of cars, though. Beautiful stuff as we're going to the left then. And side by side up ahead. Oh, there's contact between Gindra and V-Rank then. As we go towards the left-hander. In we go. They just send it down the inside and they just lean on me there, basically. I wasn't too happy with that, if I'm brutally honest with you. As you see my hand go up there. And I was just like, yeah, come on, man. You know, you're trying to outbrake somebody who's a full car length ahead there into that left-hander. You're always going to have contact. So I wasn't too happy, but we continue on all the same as we head into the right-hander. They're going to keep that position for now. I will say for now, as they are in the... is that meant to be a Fast and Furious livery? I'm not too sure as we go into the second right here and continue on down the hill. Dingledale, here we go. And up we go into the next right-hander. I do love this part of the circuit. Brands Hatch is good fun. More of a time trial track, though, if I'm brutally honest, than a racetrack. So hard to get any moves done here because of the way the track flows. But it's a brilliant circuit all the same. A bit of oversteer there from me. Mario Sonic hits my rear there just because of the oversteer. I was going a bit slow there as we head towards the right-hander. I do apologise for that. Nothing I could do, though, really. But that Super goes very slow into the right-hander. We'll take that. Oh, somebody else off as well. That's two for one there on that corner. We'll take those up into P8 now. And Jammy's just been done by Gindra then. So Jammy in the Ferrari. A lot of people. Oh, hello. Huge amount of oversteer then. Mario's going to go down the inside then. In towards the left we go. And Mario gets that position back there. Well played, Mario. But a lot of people chose the Ferrari because they thought it might be a fuel race. And it's not really a fuel race. It's a tyre race. And I don't think the Ferrari is the best on its tyres, if I'm honest. So, yeah, do keep that in mind. I decided I'm going to go for the pit because I realised my tyres are going to run out before the end. And I thought, do you know what? I might as well try it. Most people are not going to pit. Let's see what happens when you pit. And that's what I did there. Okay, so if you're wondering why that happened, that's the reason why. I thought I'd try it out just in case. So what we're going to do is advance a bit further on where a lot of people decided to pit as well. So a lot of people saw me pit maybe. I'm not sure. I thought, okay, maybe you should pit. Or maybe they didn't realise you didn't have to pit. I'm not too sure. But we do gain a load of positions back. We're way ahead of Mario Sonic. Honestly, undercut here is significant, by the way. So if you are going to pit, I advise you don't. But if you are going to, then you are going to keep that undercut in mind because it's big. the time difference between very worn tyres and non-worn tyres is massive as we go past the German driver there. And that's what I mean. They haven't pit yet. And look at it already. We've already jumped them by a mile as we continue on through here. Palace Park and Sonic have both been in the pits here. So we are going to look at Palace Park then as we go up towards this right-hander. Oh, get very close there. There's maybe a little bit of a scare. Not too sure as we continue on then towards the left-hander. Into the braking zone we go and accelerate through the corner. And we get a run here. We do indeed. So they go towards the left. I'm going to send it down the right side. And we're going to absolutely send it into this one. Can we get it done? Drop to third gear. It's only a fourth gear corner, but that's to slow me down that bit more. We do get the job done. Happy days indeed. Right, Sonic, I'm coming for you this time. You beat me last time. What can we do here? So the gap opens up there. Sonic realizes I've just gone into it. Should I have gone into it? I'm not too sure. I mean, it was there. Sonic obviously closed that gap as well. Nothing in it really, and we continue on racing. It's all good in my part. I was not going to let Sonic keep that position irrespective, and that's why I stayed far to the left. So we continue on into the right. Sonic goes deep, though, into this right-hander. I'm going to use the pace of my car then. Down the inside we go in towards the next right-hander. We get it stopped and continue. Oh, still side-by-side, though. We've had lots of TCR side-by-side today. It's been really good fun. I really, really have loved it as we go into the next right-hander and continue on through beautiful racing there. We catch up to Jammy. This was the pack we were racing earlier on, and we've caught up to them. But what can we do then as we look towards the final corner then? And this is why a no-stop is better than a one-stop. We're seeing it right here. I'm going to send it down the outside of Jammy. Now, Jammy's going to struggle on his tyres, of course, not pit. I have pit, so I've got all the grip in the world on the outside. I'm going to have a drag race towards the line. You can see my little smile there because as we head towards the line, we are going to get P6 there. Happy days indeed. And it's great racing, to be honest with you. Chelsea came home in P3 with a TT, with a pit stop as well. But it's definitely a no-stop race, this one. It needed one more lap. One more lap, and this race would have been amazing because then you could no-stop or one-stop. And I think it would have worked out rather well. Even so, it is what it is. This lap guide then, I've highlighted two things here, the 2-board and the Marshall box. Use either of these. Now, because we're on soft tyre, I'm actually going more for the Marshall box here in this Toyota Supra, which is what I'm going to do the lap on. Okay, so in we go. I stay in fourth gear. I'm trying to get the car rotated a little bit here. I'm trying to use all the curve on the inside line. As you hit the bottom of Paddock Hill, the car should grip, and as you accelerate towards Druids, you've got two markers to pick here. So you can either use the red barrier on the left-hand side, or up above, you can use the Palmer Sport sign there, which is either or of those. I normally use the sign on the, sorry, not the sign, the paint on the barrier on the left-hand side. That's normally my brake marker, and I judge accordingly. Coming into here then, I drop to second gear. You can just do third in the Supra if you really want to. We leave that corner then, and we're going to boot it out towards the end of sector 1. And we're going to head to quite a tricky corner here, Graham Hill. So you can use the green or the one board on the right, or if you want to take a bit of a risk, you can use the curb ahead. The reason it's a risk is where you're looking is where your car's going to go. And if you run a slightly wide there and touch the dirt, you're going to head off here at that corner. So you do have to be careful. Now on this lap, I did use the curb there for the Graham Hill. And through I go, and I get a bit of oversteer here, but I catch it. Be careful of this exit curb. It can chuck your car off there, so do be careful. Heading towards this left-hander then, on the right side, you've got the one board or the green barrier there on the right. Either of them, they're next to each other. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick there, but very good markers to use here. Now, you want to start off with a wider line into this corner, okay? You don't want to go in tight. You want to start off with a wider line and then come back. So you notice I'm wide. As I get to the sector line there, I'm on the inside of the curb and then I accelerate out. That is what you do on that corner. If you go in tight, you're going to come out tight and have a horrible run down this straight. It's all about a fast exit. You slow in, fast out. That's what racing's all about. That's what we always talk about. Heading towards this right-hander then, you've got a red painted barrier on the right-hand side. I've highlighted it there for you. I brake just after that leaves the screen because I want a bit of a later apex here than a tighter apex. Okay. So I wait a bit later, then I clip it, and as I go through there, stay above 100 mile an hour, you should be fine and dandy. On the left-hand side, once again, it's painted barriers. They're so helpful here at Brands Hatch. They just give you all the markers for free. So I'm braking just before I get to that on the left-hand side. Now, this curb, the bug still sort of exists here, so it can grip the car and just spin it round. Be careful of that. I had it once during my practice laps. Just be careful of that. So try and straight line the curb as much as possible, and that should avoid that bug a bit too much there. So you shouldn't get it. As we head towards this right-hander, you can either use the green barrier or the one board here. It's very tricky. It depends on the car, this as well, because this corner can really bring a lot of understeer to any given car. So just be careful as you go into this right-hander, okay? I think I'm using the green part here as I go into this one. Cut a lot of the curb down the inside. Be careful on exit because it does tighten there. See, I clip the grass there on the left. That can spin you out as well. Heading towards this left-hander then, we have the marshal point on the right-hand side. You can see the fence there. We use that as the brake marker for this left-hander. Okay, so what we're going to do as that hits the edge of your screen, you're going to hit the brakes and you'll want to get on the inside of this corner. Cut it as much as you can. There's camber there. It's going to help you out through the corner. Accelerate as early as you can. Even if you touch the grass and exit a little bit, just use it. You want to get a good acceleration out of there as we head towards this final corner. Now, you got a choice of the green barrier on the left. Try and get as close to the 1 or the edge of the Indy circuit there on the right. Now, I'm actually trying to get as close to the 1 when I'm doing this lap. However, the green marker actually is probably a bit of a better marker, to be honest, because you don't want to brake too late into this corner. It will force you out really wide and have a horrible end to your lap. So braking a bit earlier for this corner is actually better because you can go to the inside, go on the grass a little bit, and you're fine. Stay towards that inside line to complete your lap. That is a 1:27.986. Now, that is all the lap, guys, and all the races. Now time for the bloopers. Heading towards turn 1. We're on Johnny here, sorry. We're on Johnny. As we go into here, they just outbrake themselves a little bit. You can see they're slowing up massively here because they didn't want to cause any more issues. They're obviously a bit confused where Sonic's gone there, and then they're going to continue on. Just a small mistake there. We all make them, so, you know, it's no harm, no foul there. And he did wait up to fair play. What happened to Shelty then? We did talk about this. So on the grass, hits the brakes, hits the side, and heads to Narnia. So goodbye, Shelty. We've lost you again as we head towards the left-hander. This is where Mario Sonic had paused it. So Carolyn there, unfortunately, hits the back of Mario Sonic, and then Jammy hits Kaz here. And then we slightly clip Jammy, but we continue on through. You're going to see me race along the left-hand side. That's not Mario Sonic blocking me. That's just the AI doing its AI job. You do have to be careful about pausing, and that's one thing that I would advise. It's something I've made the mistake of before as well. We continue on. So was this a valid dive or not? In towards the right we go. They did miss the apex a little bit there, so I mean, it wasn't too bad, to be honest. I thought it was worse than it was, so that's not too shabby. We're on V-Rain here as we go in to the right then. What happens here? Accelerating out, into the back of Jammy. I think you should wait up there. That is definitely your fault on that one. You definitely should have waited up there as we then go to this Porsche then. I think this was the slow Porsche. Loses the rear on that corner. I did talk about that in the lap guide. The power oversteer there comes back on right in the middle of the circuit. So no wonder that caused a bit of carnage there. Need to stay more to the right there as you come back on the circuit. And then we're going to look at the blocking then. So let's have a look at this blocking. What happened here? So you can see there, I go towards the right, and then there's a little more nudge to the right there. I would argue there's a bit more blocking there. Yeah, I'm going to call that a bit of a block. Not as bad as I thought it was, but it's definitely a bit of a block. Danny here clips the grass and decides to go for a bit of a journey into the barrier. So that was the end of Danny's in terms of his race. And I wanted to show you the tyre wear at the end. So you can see here the leader, none on the front left. Who's this? Hodgson, very close to front left not being there, but you see tyre wear still exists. Shelty did pit, which is why Shelty's tyres actually look fresher than they should be. We've got the Jaguar, nothing on the front left. Again, the McGann Trophy. That's going to be the go-to car, I think, the McGann Trophy. Keep that in mind. I obviously pit, and my tyres are still atrocious. So there you have it there. But you could go into the 28s if you do pit. That is going to be it for this video, folks. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to look at this content and if you like it. Because if you don't like it, there's no point in you subscribing. 2 videos there to check out, as always. And my logo's there to subscribe. That's it for me. Thank you once again for watching. And I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.